peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the WNBA? And at the very least, there's a portion of this that says maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please.
Recent advancements in women's professional basketball have raised important moral and legal questions. Conversations about civil rights safeguards and treatment in the workplace. There are significant concerns over whether fundamental rights are being jeopardized within the WNBA system, according to a thorough investigation published in the Wall Street Journal. The journal, which has a wide audience from a range of political backgrounds, has made a strong case that fundamental workplace safeguards might be in jeopardy. The fundamental question is whether organizational irresponsibility is systematically undermining an employee's right to work in a secure, non-threatening workplace. Calls have been made for league executives to be formally questioned about how they handled these scenarios.
Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move along. Now, I've seen a lot of fans just come out and say, hey, they're assaulting her, it's battery, yada, yada, yada. And the WNBA has turned a blind eye to this treatment. So let's check this out right here. This is by Sean McLean. Now, it talks about the fact that Caitlin Clark has basically done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan did for the NBA, right?
The current leadership seems to maintain a contemptuous attitude, implying that there are no serious issues with the organization's operational foundation. League authorities have repeatedly failed to appropriately address the concerns raised by several witnesses who have described certain on-court occurrences as going beyond what is considered appropriate competitive play. There have been similarities to circumstances that normally call for legal action due to the recorded pattern of activity. A thorough analysis by journalist Sean McLean reveals how a specific player has created previously unheard of value for the company. The NBA, correct?
The NBA, right? Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Miss Clark, treating its greatest asset as if she were a PR headache. That approach could turn into legal liability for the WNBA. Okay, well, get this. Get this. We're watching this play out. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. We're watching in front of...
According to available data, competitive contexts show a sharp contrast. When this important player is not present during games, the opposition's general intensity and aggressive strategies significantly decline. Examining game footage and statistical analysis of player interactions during these times makes the treatment difference very clear. The economic impact is too great to be ignored. The number of people watching the league has increased dramatically, and subscription rates have increased by 366%. As I saw things unfold.
Watching this play out. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. We're watching in front of our very eyes how differently these teams are treating the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark on the court. I mean, let's just be real. It's been much different. The level of physicality has very obviously ratcheted down. It's been tame, downright tame. We want to talk about Caitlin Clark's performance. What would her performances be like if it was just basketball?
While merchandise revenue has climbed by 601%, interaction on digital platforms has increased by 613%. What the performances would be if it was.
Performances be like if it was just basketball games. Everybody's bragging about this 5-game winning streak. That is great. But Caitlin Clark doesn't get to play under these circumstances, where these girls are just going out there and playing basketball. That doesn't get to happen for her. It goes on to talk about what she's done to viewership, Subscriptions, 366%. Engagement.
They are able to get away with things that others cannot. 10 contests and the All-Star event have been missed due to 3 different injuries. Television ratings fell by 55% during these absences, indicating a clear link between league success and player engagement.
66%. Engagement on app, 613%. Merchandise sales, 601%. Yet she routinely faces intentional hits, excessive fouling, and uncalled abuse while referees look away. Teammate Sophie Cunningham said what fans already know, quote, "The star player of the league is not being protected." Interesting, because you do realize if they call in leadership to ask questions.
These situations go beyond bad decisions and enter hazardous area. In other professional leagues, the player would be subject to automatic reviews for unexpected contact and aerial crashes. Medical professionals cautioned that one serious occurrence could do irreversible harm to one's career. Serious injuries, including possible eyesight loss, have been dangerously near in previous incidents. Due to systematic targeting, excessive physical contact, and disparaging remarks made by rivals and team members, the organizational atmosphere has produced what legal experts refer to as a hostile workplace.
Interesting, because you do realize if they call in leadership to ask questions of, they're going to call in some players too. She'd be an interesting one to call in and just have her give her opinion. Ms. Clark herself noted, quote, "Everybody is physical with me. They get away with things others don't. 3 injuries have sidelined her for 10 games and the All-Star game. Ratings plummeted 55%. It goes on to talk about the fact that Asia Wilson.
These incidents are recorded recurring patterns rather than isolated episodes, and officials ignore repeatedly. Given that no player has been suspended for egregious infractions against this person, the discrepancy in treatment standards raises severe legal concerns. Potential civil rights claims are supported by prior legal decisions. The Harris versus Forklift Systems ruling from the Supreme Court in 1993 established standards for hostile work environments that involve severe and widespread behavior that modifies working conditions. Such statistical discrepancies usually lead to civil lawsuits and federal investigations.
Said that these kind of things, she said that race is, quote, a huge thing, and it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is. Under civil rights law, race-motivated patterns trigger scrutiny even without explicit discriminatory intent. Systematic missed calls include viral replays of Clark being fouled multiple.
Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act's discriminatory treatment criteria are outlined in the 1981 Texas Department of Community Affairs versus Birding case, which permits workers to allege adverse treatment on the basis of protected characteristics. These allegations merit examination without necessitating evidence of overt discriminatory intent, placing the onus on employers to prove non-discriminatory intentions. Through public declarations, team ownership has exacerbated the current climate. The envy and animosity that permeate the league culture are exemplified by Mystics owner Sheila Johnson's remarks about award recognition and her recommendation that various athletes share awards. Dick Vadler highlighted how personal hostility affects professional judgments that ought to be based on merit by characterizing the exclusion from the 2024 Olympic roster as plain jealousy.